Just loading. Good morning. I'm back. This is Roz on My Best Day. Today we're doing it a little different. It's the My Best Day show live. And for the first thing we do is pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Glory! Today's a little bit different. There's no cameraman today. It's just me. I'm doing a new thing. The cameraman may be back. I'm not sure when. But today, all is well. With everything going on in this world today, little things cannot take you out of here. Today, I thought about one of the first things I want to do is not get angry with people. If you don't know, my brother lives with me. And sometimes do I want to get angry. But I realize that's not I'm judging him if I get angry with what his decisions are. And a lot of us do the same thing. They're saying statistically, because of this shut-in and everybody got to be together, there's more domestic violence. And, it's a choice. If you want to argue because someone doesn't want to do it your way, you need to change how you think. My purpose is to empower, enlighten, and encourage. And I encourage you to rethink your anger issues. Because everybody gets upset about something. But then there's a split second that you can come back and not take it to the next level. Calm down. Counter whatever you need to do. I read an article where it says part of knowing if you, besides the fever and the coughing, the sneezing, you could use hold your breath, count 10 times, 10 seconds. And when you do that, you don't, this is live, so there's a person in the back acting up. Hold your breath, count 10 times. And if you don't cough or sneeze or, lose your breath, you should be fine. So I kind of do that a lot just to make sure. My job is I'm a home health aide. So I work a lot with the elderly. So I can't bring them nothing and definitely don't want them to give me anything. They when you call in and out, they give you a message. Look, if there's a fever, call the office, because they're looking out. I go out. I'm not afraid of that virus. I am cautious. And that's one thing. Because we have to trust God. I truly believe if it's meant for you, it is yours. If you're going to get it because you're careless, you're going to get it. But if you do the things that the doctors say, wash your hands, I'm not good with that mask thing, so I don't have one. But they say, I went to a store yesterday, and the cashier she had on gloves, and the person in front of me, who I knew, she really didn't want to, she was like, his hands were ashy, So then I was the next customer, so I had some paper towels. By the way, I got paper towels and toilet paper. I said, here, catch, and I threw it at him. 6 feet, we laughed, but you got to be wise, whatever you do. I understand a lot more things today than I did the other times in my life. I tell people about this show. It's a continuation. Things change in our lives. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. But there is a change. I was talking today about a situation where the mother the parent, I'll say, dismissed their child, and for me, that's a sore spot. I know that children are hard-headed. I'm one. Disobedient. I'm one. But I remember my mom, and I may get emotional. I drank, I got drunk, I did drugs. Woo. But there's one thing about my mom. She never closed the door on me. She said, take your butt in there. And I remember that. And I remember that with fondness. If your child is beating up on you, that may be a different story. But you got 911. Because I know of a parent that was abused by her child. And I'm like, no way, baby. Something got to change. But that other stuff, how bad can a child be that we didn't know? This child been bad all their life. And now you're upset because they hit a nerve. I was telling my son about the story when I did that to him. I found drugs. And I was in recovery 5 years. How could he do that? It was all about me. And I threw him out. Get out of my house. Blah, 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 blah. But the Spirit touched me. Am I going to send my children to the dogs? And the day that I saw my son, that's a while after, I saw him standing by himself. He had nowhere to go. He was on a street corner. Nobody was there, and I was driving by, and I looked, in my heart, I just started crying. And I called him to him. I said, baby, I will never, ever do that to you again. Because we are the hope of our children. My mother was my hope. I didn't know it. I didn't understand it. Here I am, 68 years old, and I'm learning more. She closed her eyes, and, I don't know if ignorance or she just loved me that much. Because I told you earlier, my mother, for my roadmap to life is God, me, and everybody else. And my mom loved her children and everybody else. She loved God, but her children were top notch. And I'm the product of that. She gave me all she could, but I was greedy and I wanted something that she couldn't give me. And that's what happens to us sometimes. We want something that somebody else can't give us. And we get angry with them. We want them to be perfect. They can't. We want them to buy us stuff. They can't. But accept what they can give you. Believe that what you're going to get, things today, and I jokingly tell people, God has given me everything I've asked for. Except for the Powerball. Hey, he's God. But I have no needs. My needs are met. The wants in our life may not be where we want them to be. But all my needs are taken care of. I got food. Remember I got toilet paper and paper towel. There's food in the house, the rent's paid. But is there more that I want? Sure. But right now, with all this lockdown, I want you to think about it. If you did have all the money you want, you couldn't go nowhere. So, duh. And these are lessons that God is teaching us. Relax. For people, I'm working, okay? And I was thinking about it, last week I worked 3 days, right? I'm working 5 days this week, but it's okay. The thing is, I'm like, I only work 3 days. Then someone say, shut up. You ain't worked for almost a year. Your bills got paid. You had a roof over your head. all my needs were met. And sometimes we have to see that. Understand, receive the fact that God loves us. And that's what this virus, that's why I have no fear of that virus. My life being on drugs, many things, I've been raped, all that crap. I can't miss what you can't measure. I've been beat up, the cancer, the chemo, the things that could happen to me, they happen. If the cancer come back, oh well. I pray that it doesn't, because I don't know what else, they done took one side of me, I don't know about the other side. My daughter told me, Mike, let them take both of them. I'm like, what? I'm talking about my breast. But God has been so good to me. I think of the Job scenario. When you're going through things and things are tough, life is hard, and Job is the story that he was, nobody cared. He couldn't find anyone that cared but God. He trusted God. He lost everything. And sometimes in our lives we lose a lot. But we live. And if you don't give up on God, you live through it. I lived through losing my home. One that my husband and I bought. I lost it. And I lost it because I was unaware of what I could do. I was so involved in poor me thing. I ain't got no job, but I had a job. But I couldn't. There's when they say you can't see the forest for the tree. Well, I had a job. It was per diem, but I could have got hours. There was $20,000 worth of equity in my home. I lost my house for $2,000. Go figure that. But some things are for a lifetime, and only some things are for a short time. I'm truly blessed to be able to sit here. I tell people to go on my page. I want you to like and share for Facebook, because I'm gonna go take this and put it on YouTube, and I also want you to like, share, and subscribe. The name has changed because now it's live, not show, but the techniques are still the same. I want to express to everyone that no matter what we're going through, stop panicking. And I was thinking, it's not funny, but people are buying all the toilet paper and paper towels, right? People are dying. Okay, those are facts. Now, and they're buying the food, but the government said we're not going to run out of food, so okay. But the people that are hoarding and buying food and all that, going extra, as my son says. If you get sick, right? Are you gonna be hungry? That's my question. How hungry you gonna be? And if you get sick, you gonna be in the hospital. And the toilet paper at home ain't gonna do you no good, because you can't bring it in. Duh. So while you're not in the hospital, practice safe. They say safe sex. Safe virus take care of. Well, however you want to put it. Do the right thing for yourself and your families. And understand, you pray. Through this crisis, if that's what we want to call it, you got to trust God. You got to believe God. And you got to do the things of God. I'm still touchy about the church closing and all that, but because if you think back, that's like the government. They said you got to separate church and government, and right now we're not, because we got a rule. 6 feet, 10 people, so the Senate must be down, because all the states are now covered. So they're doing video conferencing. That's what we're kind of doing now. So I get a little bit. But where's our faith? You know, they say news give you nothing but tragedy. Got that. You know, but we gotta live as if we're gonna survive, not like we're dying. You know, I talked to my cousin this morning. She called me yesterday, and we used to talk every morning. And then she got to working, and I got sick, and now she's like, "Well, I'm just calling just to checking in." She's in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so honored, and I appreciate Leona, Connie, all of you guys. As far as I know, we're not having our family reunion because of this crisis. But, and it's okay. You know, the things that we have to go through, you have to accept them and move on. I'm going to move on to the next level. Like doing it this way, I'm going to be able to do it by myself. And deal with it. Because God got a greater place for me. And those are the things that you have to understand. There's greater things for you. You can't get stuck in one situation. You know, I've been a computer operator, I've been a banker, I picked cotton, I did the stuff down south, born in tobacco as they call it. I worked in factories, you know. I counsel people, all that. And all that I've done makes me who I am. You know, my granddaughter tells me I'm a little, sharp, because I kind of tell people right what I need to tell them. And that she's like, sometimes you can't, no, I don't know. If you need to know, you need to know. And I pray that I don't hurt anybody's feelings. But I have feelings also. So if I accept things just because you don't like it, then I'm hurt. That doesn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? When I was in the street, all day long I hang out. Sleep whatever time I could. You know what I'm saying? Do my hustle. And my hustle was asked. I remember a long time ago. With crack, you never have enough money. And if anybody know anything about Bridgeport, Sevier Avenue, my cousin used to be over there. And he always had money, as far as I knew. So I said, "Hey, cuz, let me have $5." He said, "$5? For what?" I said, "Well, give me a hit. What you think?" He said, he gave it to me because he thought I was going to say, he thought I was going to lie. And when he said, "You just told me what you want for it," I had to give it to you. So in my life, I've always, even in my drug addiction, to be straight up, I got no reason to lie to anybody about anything. And in my relationships, I'm going to talk a little about that. That's where I made my mistake. See, in the street, I could handle. But in a relationship, I like hold back. I remember the guy that used to beat me up all the time. He beat me up. But the day I stood up, nobody, and told him, but it took a lot of beatdowns to get there. You don't have to take a lot of beatdowns. I didn't finish reading. There's a story, a guy killed himself and his kids. Come on now, dude. And then today, I didn't read it all. A woman went to jail for assaulting her boyfriend. Uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always boy beating girl. Sometimes girls beat boys. But there got to be a balance. All this fighting, again, they said because of this stuff, there's a lot of domestic violence. Because people are not used to being together. Everybody's always going this way or going that way, coming back. And then when they have to sit around and look at each other all day. So that means we got to find something to do. You gotta. Even if you are quarantined into the house, it's a different thing. Can you imagine, I don't even know about it, but the cholera, the Black Plague, all those things, Even the things where that serial killers, all that stuff, that made people stay in the house. There's so many things that make people come out of their character. You know? You gotta calm down. Whatever we do that's not right, and you know what's not right. You know? I enjoy being me today. Because of all the things I've gone through. I don't have to hurt anyone today. I want to empower, enlighten, and encourage. You remember my telephone number is 203-466-9080. For those that I text or those that would like to be text. These days I'm getting texts from I'm texting people, I don't even know who I'm texting, because they're like, "Amen, sister." I'll be like, "Wow, who's that?" And yesterday I was at the store and I was talking. I remember I telling you the girl I threw the tissue and kidding around. And this other guy, he's in the back, he's nosy. He said, I was like, he said, "What's your name?" I said, "Rosalind." He said, "You're my Facebook friend. I knew that was you." I was like, wow. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who you affect. You don't. So do the best you can do with who you are as you're living these days. You know? Understand that you're living is a purpose. My pastor said one time, and it sticks with me, if you wake up and your eyes are open, God got something for you to do. Remember that. There's always something that you could do. And there's always something that we could do better. You know? We can't get stuck. You know, as I said, I've had many jobs. You know? My first job that I remember, I was about 5 years old. And I was picking cotton with my aunt. And there was a bunch of people. I just remember I had a sack. And I had picked cotton. And I was dragging it. You know, because you had to put it on a scale. And then they pay you for it. And I vividly, I remember dragging that sack. And my aunt was standing there in the front. And she looked at me. She said, "Look at her." And I took it up there. And they gave me whatever it was. Back then, 20 cents was good money. But, you know what I mean? I remember that. My aunt's gone. But I remember working at 5. I remember working at 9. There was a husband and wife had a cleaning service. They used to pay me $3 on Saturday and $3 on Sunday. The employment office, that's what I used to mop. And I was 9 years old. You know, those are things that I remember. So it gave me that that work ethic. You know? You know, here I am. If I didn't want to work, I could struggle. You always struggle for something. But I got Social Security. It ain't a lot, but it would pay my rent. But I want more. God supplies my needs. My want, I got to go out there and do something. You know? Just sitting home is just not it for me. And some people can do it. My brother does it all the time. This quarantine, he loves it. But he ain't changed his life. You know? The group I do on Thursday, which I haven't done, it'll be 3 weeks. I'm glad I'm doing it today. Everyone that came into the group, and I'm talking years, they all work. They came in with the attitude of, "I got no job, I can't get no job," and those are things like, for me, you could do just about anything you want to do if you choose to. You just gotta wanna do it. We're live right now in something going on. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's gonna be all right. You know, my grandson is he's so awesome. But I got 7 grandchildren, and each of them are awesome. They each have their own identity. They each have their own way of thinking. And I'm proud of them. My children, I want to say a shout out for them. Ronnie, Tanya, Roland, and Randy. They're all each different individuals. But one thing about them, and they have struggles, but they're independent. And that's the part that I'm so proud of them. That we have to teach our children, if I go tomorrow or today, they can handle it, Sometimes I get lonely because, they don't call me every day. Duh. But it's okay. Because they have their own lives and they're working it to make their life beneficial. So it'll be better. We always want our children to be better than we are. Even our family members, the ones that are struggling, we want them to be better. And sometimes we have to help them. We can't turn our back on one another. You can't. You shouldn't. Whatever. I know people like, I'll speak to my sister. Okay, I got that. Why? If you're angry with someone because of their choices, it ain't them, it's you. It's their choice. We are family. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy families. And the first person he picks on is you.
I just plugged it back in.
You're the one that makes the difference in my life and the lives of the people that you're connected to. And I've said it more than once. We connect to 10 people probably every day. But in our circle, it's 10. And we got to weigh them out. I have people that, sometimes people don't like me. I'm so sweet and innocent. But anyway, some people don't understand me. It's not that they don't like me. Because I'm opinionated. If I tell you about my life in my earlier day, I was a shy person. I just stood in a corner and watched things. I didn't really, get in, I just watched. We grew up. There was a bunch of us, like 7 or 8 of us. There was like 4 or 5 girls and 4 or 5 guys. So there's 10. And I was the oldest. So if anybody had an issue or this was like after school, after I got into my craziness, but they would come to me to ask me for whatever's going on in their lives. And I just, give my comment and then they go on about their business. But I was still quiet. Today I'm not, sir. I'm not one of the quiet ones. I go in a classroom and I gotta raise my hand. It's just something inside me that makes me go the next, is that good or bad? That's who I prefer to be. I need to be who I choose to be. A strong, and I'm going to say black woman. To be able to be who I am. I can't be weak. I cannot go along with you if my inner spirit tells me it ain't right. I will agree with you. But if it ain't right, I have to tell you. Or sometimes I know people that I just walk away. If it's going to hurt them, then I won't do anything. Eventually, it'll come to pass. And whatever needs to be said will be. Because I'm blunt at times. But I want people to understand you're better than who you think you are. Because God is with you. Once you pray. And then sometimes we pray and we we doubt God. You pray on that too. God, help me with my unbelief. Guide me. Every morning I ask God to give me the words to give unto your people, that they may say, what must I do to be saved? For those that know, I text over 300 people every day. I'm on Facebook and all that other stuff. I don't even know the name of them all. But that's what's in me. Sometimes I wake up and I'll be
Oh my God,
tired.
I fucking hung up on
Somebody-
you. I'm sorry.
You hear that voice? That's somebody in the background. Now she angry. But anyway, sometimes things will happen out of our control. And but you gotta believe and trust God through it all. Again, I don't have a great life, but I have a good life. And like today, learning to be able to just, go to the next level. I need to do this, so am I scared to do it? No. I won't be afraid. I will do what has to be done to get the job done. This is what God has given me to do. And I can't let anything stop me. And I won't. I'll just do it because it has to be done. I have to be able to tell people from my life's experiences, I want to tell you that you're not alone. That whatever you've gone through in your life, and if you lasted this long, you got more time. In my life, at 20, I thought that I would be dead at 21. That didn't happen. And that's because I was at a pivotal state of my life. That nothing more, I think I had one or two children, maybe one. 48, wait a minute, I'm trying to think back. My son was born with 68, 69, 71, 72. I might have had two children. I don't know. No, one. Yeah, two. I don't know. I can't count. But anyway, I really believed or thought. I didn't realize God has the master plan. We make mistakes. We make bad choices. But we have to learn to trust God. If you don't believe, learn to believe. You gotta. What else? You tried everything else. I know I did. You name it. I said I'll try it. What the heck? Because I wasn't afraid. Now I get old, I'm going to get afraid. No, come on now. Right now, I have to work on helping other people. As I found out that God helps me. And the thing is, if you take care of God's business, He will definitely take care of yours. And I am a living witness. I'm someone that God cares for every moment of every breath I take, just like you. But the difference is, I know that. I don't have to parade like, I hear people like, say sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized. And something happened and pshoo. And I know that. When the things happen, it's like, whew, you gotta take a breath. Life and death is part of what we have to live through. I'm praying for health and strength. I pray for my children. I pray for my grandchildren. I pray for the world. Everybody say pray for Trump. He changed it and we all still crazy. And then things still start happening. It's like, Jesus. So just let God be God. I lift my hands to you, God. And I was thinking about the other day, when I lift my hands with openness. So I can receive what He is about to give to me. And He's always given to us. Nothing happens by mistake. So those who are watching, are gonna watch, are willing to watch, nothing in your life is by mistake. You just have to adhere to it. Understand there's a purpose. We all have a purpose. My purpose is to teach, to heal, and I have discernment. Those are the things that I know they're in my life. I've seen them, and I it's a natural thing. And people are like, oh, she's off the. When I was in the street, they just say, that girl crazy. I go to church, change my location, and they say the same thing. So no matter where I'm at, crazy, right? So it don't matter, you know. Maybe I wasn't so bad as I thought I was when I was in the street, because those characteristics came with me, except for the cussing and the drinking and the drugging, smoking. You know, but my way of thinking, I don't good or bad, but whoever I am or wherever I am, I'm me, and I'm not afraid to be me. I'm not afraid to let somebody know who I am, and I have been. You know, I have been afraid. But today, I love me some Roz. You know, and you know what? I just thought about it. You see a shirt? It says, what does it say? I can't even read it. I don't know what it says. But it's one of the shirts that my granddaughter, Tatiana Whitley, this is one of her line of clothing. She has t-shirts and, you know, shorts. Reinvent. That's the name of it. Reinvent. All different colors. See, I'm promoting her. So, you know, besides looking on my on Facebook, on my page for this show, I'm promoting her stuff too. You know, she gave me this. Good granddaughter, right? And I can't express it enough. When I changed my life around 27 years ago, my children's lives changed. So therefore, their lives changed. You know, and that's the cycle. Break the curse. You know what I'm saying? I had 3 children out of wedlock, and then I got married. My daughter's not married yet, but she had 3 children out of wedlock. You know, but now the cycle's broken. Her children are doing well. You know, they got stuff, but I'm proud to be their grandmother. You know? Very proud. Because life will show up, and sometimes it shows out. And when it shows out, it could be good or bad. But I'm grateful today. I am so grateful to where I am in life. I'm grateful that God has showed favor in my life. Because if it had not been for Him, I would be totally lost. But because of Him, my soul prospers. And my spirit understands that He's God. And He cares for the record wrench that was in me. And changed my life. And hopefully, as we go further in these travels, that it'll do the same for you. And I thank you for watching. I'm going to pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now you got to give me a minute because I got to go over there and cut the tape off. I love you.